just dive in. These 5 tests are going to be so powerful. If you can spot them, your dating life's going to get better. Your relationships are going to get better with women. Your sex life is going to get far better. You're going to be able to create better intimacy with women. Like, let's just dive in. Number 1, okay? The first test you have to spot, and this is especially if you're dating a girl or seeing a girl in like a long-term relationship, this is the biggest one, okay? Removing intimacy or sex when commitment is finally gained, okay? Let me explain to you something. When a woman likes a man, or when a woman's very interested in a man, she starts to find ways or do things to try and lock him down. And by lock him down, that means strict commitment. Okay, if you have to think about this from a biological or from an evolutionary standpoint, if a woman was engaged in intimacy or sex with a guy, okay, what that would mean is that pregnancy is a risk. If pregnancy is a risk, if you date back to hundreds of years, thousands of years, if pregnancy is potentially involved, that woman is going to need a guy to potentially care for her or provide for her. One of the biggest things that's wired into that woman's DNA is, how can I lock this guy down? Here's what you have to realize, and here's what you have to understand. If you giving commitment, okay, if you agreeing to a monogamous committed relationship where you're going to do things like be loyal, you're going to do things like not talk to other women behind her back. You're going to do things like obviously not cheat. You're going to be committed and actually invest your time, energy, money, and resources as a man into one specific girl. Okay. That needs to be a privilege for her, not a right. It's nobody's right to your commitment. Okay, if you're going to be willing to give that commitment to somebody, you have to make sure that intimacy does not decline. The second that you notice like nagging, okay, cold behavior, distant behavior, even though you've given more, that's when you need to remove your attention, start to ignore that behavior, and even potentially move on and cut the relationship, because you got to realize you were probably being treated better when you didn't commit. That's number 1. Just watch out for it. Write it down in a notebook and remember it for the rest of your life. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2. Okay, this is a big one too. Women who invade on your lifestyle to change you. Okay, even though when you guys first met and she was super attracted to you, okay, having sex with you, you weren't like that at all. I'll give you an example of what I mean. I've seen numerous guys who they are very like centered within their masculinity. And what I mean by that, and you know what, even in terms like that, people want to make fun of me or make fun of you for talking like that sometimes. Who gives a shit? Centered in your masculinity. Yeah, it might sound weird, but like if you're a true bro, like you're a true solid dude, right? You're doing big shit in the world. Okay, you probably have dreams, goals, vision. You're probably trying to put your best, most attractive self out there. You're trying to make sure you make time for the gym, make time to learn new skills, okay, have a good, solid brotherhood that you're rolling with of other guys. All that shit's important, okay? What you're going to notice is that those are the things that made you super attractive in the beginning to the girl. As soon as she gains commitment, or as soon as she enters into your life, what you're going to see happen from a lot of men, from a lot of women that men are dating, is these girls will try to invade on your lifestyle and change you, even though these things will make you less attractive. So I'm going to give you an example. When I say change you, what you're going to see is you're going to see all of a sudden guys attending certain events they don't care about. Okay. All of a sudden attending certain family events they don't care about. All of a sudden making time on Wednesday through Friday to do XYZ with her and her girlfriends after work, instead of going to the gym and building those big boulder shoulders like he had before. You can fill in XYZ, whatever excuse you want. The second that you notice that there's change attempting to happen to you, even though all of those things you didn't do in the beginning and she was still attracted to you, take it as a test. How do you take it as a test? You learn how to grow a backbone and say no, okay? That means 100% you're living your life and your lifestyle on your own terms. I'm going to make it easy so you can do this, okay? There's a lot of pretty girls in the world. Tons of pretty girls. Like, Go look on the internet right now. Every girl has hourglass figure, right? Big booty cutie, super cute, blonde hair, white teeth, right? They're all super cute. There's a lot of those women like that out there. Do you know what there's not of? Do you know what there's not a lot of? There is not a lot of men who have purpose, have vision in their life, that are masculine, that understand seduction, and that are actually going somewhere. High value men are in short supply. Okay, high value men are a scarce resource today. The reason being is because the society has made a lot of men weak and soft. Okay? Might be through the food that they're eating. It might be through not going to the gym enough. It might be through whatever. It doesn't matter. If you're a high value man, that is a scarce resource. You need to carry yourself with that swag and that confidence 24/7. Don't let anybody strip that away from you. That right there is your backbone, your bread and butter to true sex appeal. If you have swag and you have confidence deep down wired into you and you carry yourself as a high value individual, here's the thing, that can't be stripped away. You could take a guy with swag and you could put him in the worst clothes, the worst shoes, right? The worst car. He'll still think he's the shit. Meanwhile, you could take a guy who's weak and insecure. You could put him in all the best things in a private jet with a bunch of nice clothes. He's still going to not feel enough. So you need to make sure you feel enough and you have that centered confidence, because that's what women really get attracted to, right? Your verbals, the way that you can talk and way you can carry yourself. That has to be wired into you. So test number 2, girls who try to invade your lifestyle or change you, don't let this happen. 100% life on your terms. Learn how to say no. They find it sexier in the long run anyways. Test number 3, okay? Ways to make you have less sex appeal by getting you more comfortable. This is like the kiss of death. Ooh, how's that sound, Cole? The kiss of death. Does that sound pretty clickbaity? It's the kiss of death. Here's why, okay? Ways to make you have less sex appeal by getting you more comfortable. What you're going to notice women who are dating you will say, if you make a lot of time for yourself and your personal care, you're going to get a lot of girls who say things like, oh, you don't have to go to the gym today. I still love you regardless. Or, oh, do you have to wear that? Wear this instead, even though you looked cool before. Okay. When you watch girls, okay, try to make you have less sex appeal, especially if you're committed to them, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it so that way there is less competition anxiety for her and it makes you more attainable. Here's why it's the kiss of death. Even though in her conscious mind, this is something she would logistically want, saying, yeah, I want a guy who will tame himself down a little bit. The second you lose that edge and you lose that sex appeal, her eyes are now wandering for the next guy that actually has it. Typically, that guy who has it is a bit of a rebel or isn't committed to any of the girls that he's seeing. So make no mistake, commitment, if you want true commitment with a woman on a long-term basis, you have to have your I's dotted and T's crossed. And that's why for a lot of guys, it's more worth it to just not even engage in that anyways if you don't want to deal with the tests and the bullshit. Truly let that sink in. To even let that go a step further, okay, this December, what I just did for MBT is I made a brand new webinar presentation. If you want to learn how to spot these tests at an even deeper level, once I'm done giving you all 5 of these points, I want you to go down below and I want you to register for that. I just put up a brand new webinar for this December. You're going to see 4 brand new keys that I show you how to use MBT systems into your life to truly internalize masculine behavioral techniques. Nevertheless, though, let's move on to point number 4. Okay, what is the 4th test you have to watch out for? Okay, the 4th test is this. This is my favorite. It cracks me up. Cole, you're gonna laugh at this too, bro. The male friend test. Okay, I want a lot of male friends and male companions outside of you. Male friend test with justification that if you don't like this, you're insecure and you're controlling. Let that one sink in for a second. You're dating a chick, or you're taking a girl out on a bunch of dates, or you're having like intimacy with her and you guys are kicking it and like you're going to invest your time and resources into her, but then she wants to justify and say things like, oh, if I talk to 20 other guys, and all of a sudden it's okay. Maybe I slept with 2 to 3 of them and I keep them on the back burner, but they're just my quote unquote friends. It's okay if I have this. And if you don't like that, you're insecure. In that case, here's what you have to understand. Don't commit. If you're a guy, you don't belong committing to these girls. See, that's what a lot of you guys don't realize. A lot of you guys will get into relationships and commit to a monogamous, exclusive relationship thinking that, oh, it's going to make us closer. Oh, there's going to be more sex involved. Oh, there's going to be more intimacy. Oh, if we move in together, now she has free time every night to sleep with me. That is not how this shit works. All you do is you kill the competition anxiety that you had before. You make yourself attainable. You lose the celebrity effect with your time, and you lower your status because you've now committed. In the end, you get less sex, you get less intimacy, and she has less desire for you. I hate to break it to you this way, but the world isn't how you think it is. And these relationships also don't go how you want them to. Okay, this is why I advise you, after this video is over, go watch the MBT webinar. I take a full hour to 2 hours to break down these into step-by-step guides and processes that you can just copy paste, take with you, and by the end of that webinar, have an exact system. You got to watch out for this kind of stuff. If she's trying to make you feel insecure about all of her male friends and like, oh, I guess you're not man enough to handle it, say, okay, to hell with it then. You don't need that. You don't need that because you know on the back burner, there's no such thing. All of those guys deep down actually want to sleep with her. You know that because you're a guy. She knows that on a subconscious level too. She's just going to play dumb about it. Don't let that shit fool you. Okay? Be smart, not dumb. Number 5, okay? Making you materialistic. This is the 5th test. Women who you're with for a long time, they're going to try to get you to spend money on things you probably don't care about. This could be designer clothes. This could be any knickknacks and stuff for around the house. Here's why I put this as test number 5. The older I've gotten and the more centered I've gotten on my goals and my business and how to level up as a man, okay, here's what I realize. Men in their most primal state they don't care. They have an I don't give a fuck mentality 24/7. Why do they have that in their most primal state? Because guys care about conquering their careers, conquering their passions, right? Being a driving force in the world. Like you could put $1 million in my bank account, $5 million in my bank account, $20 million in my bank account. I'm 100% happy with my pairs of clothes that I have, my couch, my bed, and all I have. Like most men are tough individuals in their primal state. They just need food, water. They're good to go. They're happy as a clam. But when you get women twisted in that, they're going to make you feel like you need these things. And you're going to feel like if you buy these things and invest in these things, it's going to make you cooler. Okay? Not true. The second that you start to do that, you're actually getting further away from your primal state as a man. Whenever you're questioning these things, ask yourself, is this centered with my true authentic masculinity or is it not? If it's not, okay, don't do it. A lot of guys fall for these tests because they think that if they please or if they supplicate to the woman, it's going to lead to more intimacy. That is not how life works. Women like men. Women get turned on by men who live life by their own terms. Just let that sink in. And dude, take it for what it is. When you realize that you live the way I live and you get more sex than you did before, why wouldn't you? It's like you scratch your head. You're like, oh, so you're telling me if I don't do all this bullshit I don't care about and I just focus on making more money, kicking ass, building my body and looking good, you're telling me I'll get more women and I don't have to go to this family reunion and that brother-in-law's birthday and this crap I don't care about and that crap I don't care about. Casey, you're telling me I'm going to get more women attracted if I just focus on myself? Yeah, that is what I'm telling you. You're going to have to do the masculine things to level up. The more you just do that, the more you're going to have options. So I don't know why there's this big secret of guys thinking that they have to do all this bullshit they don't want to do. The best advice you can take is not listening to other people how to live your life. And when you're able to live life on your own terms, that is your mental state of focus. That is needed. So I hope you like this video. I hope you got value out of this. These are the 5 points that I've learned. Not by reading a bunch of stupid textbooks, not by reading a bunch of articles, not by going on Amazon Kindle and reading a bunch of crap. This is from being in the trenches. This is from year after year, from ages 18 until the man you see today going on 27 years old soon in the next few months. This is me after dating hundreds of women and actually learning these step by step for myself by seeing this in action. So I hope you guys like this. Okay.